Welcome to The Update. I'm Heidi Tiltons. Australia has administered almost 25 million COVID jabs since the rollout began in February. Health Minister Greg Hunt says more than 172,000 injections were given yesterday alone.
Nearly 2 million Australians came forward last week to be vaccinated, to protect themselves and to protect their families.
47% of adult Aussies are now fully vaccinated. The daily COVID case numbers in New South Wales have dropped below 1,000 for the first time in almost a month, while Victoria's Delta outbreak has hit a new daily high of 567 cases. Contact tracing is underway in Queensland after a COVID-positive case potentially spent time infectious at Brisbane Domestic Airport before travelling on to Darwin. Melbourne's riot squad has been forced to move in at the CFMEU headquarters as hundreds of construction workers voiced their anger over new vaccine mandate. Windows have been smashed and bottles thrown in the ugly demonstration. Union boss John Setka says the CFMEU has been unfairly targeted.
Probably yelled at a few people myself, but I mean, then some of that violence and throwing projectiles and all that was absolutely, totally unacceptable, absolutely disgusting.
France is demanding compensation over the scrapped submarine deal with Australia. A French government spokesman says the situation is humiliating for the countries who failed to respect their commitments. Australia's aviation sector will receive an extra $200 million to ensure it remains viable. The federal government is extending support payments for cabin crew and pilots until March next year. FedEx delivery drivers are the latest to vote to take strike action. Drivers at the Australia Post-owned Star Track have already planned a 24-hour stop work from Thursday. In sport, Cricket Australia is confident the Ashes will go ahead this summer as planned. That's despite the English Stars threatening to boycott over being forced to quarantine for 2 weeks. There will be no repeat of last year's grand final with the Storm and Panthers to meet in a preliminary final on Saturday. And Melbourne insists Charlie Spargo is in no doubt for Saturday's grand final despite missing today's training session after hurting his ankle. In entertainment news, the 73rd Emmy Awards have been held in LA today with stars back on the red carpet for the first time since the pandemic began. Attendees had to show proof of double COVID vaccinations and return a negative test 48 hours before the event. The Crown and comedy Ted Lasso cleaning up. Tom Cruise has given a British hiker a scare, the actor jumping out of a helicopter as part of filming for Mission Impossible 7 before stopping to pose for photos. And Angelina Jolie plans to return to Cambodia next year. The Hollywood A-lister is hoping to train local women in beekeeping. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team, but we'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update.